June. The Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore wasn't always public land. When the park was created in the 70s, about 1,600 private properties had to be bought by the government to create the park.
And now, 48 years later, one of the last remaining properties is being torn down. 7 and 4's Brett Cast explains why the historic home on North Bar Lake in Empire will soon be demolished.
Everybody just enjoyed spending time with Ed and, at the house and on the property as much as they could, knowing that someday this would come.
At North Bar Lake, with a beautiful view of Lake Michigan, this iconic house, owned by Ed Cole, was the perfect spot until a few months after it was built in 1970, it became part of a national lakeshore, meaning that it would soon be bought by the government.
This is not a unique situation. What's unique is the location and the visibility of the home. But this is something that, was done many, many times.
Tom Ulrich is the deputy superintendent of the Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore and says while many homes purchased by the government have since been removed, some still remain.
There's about roughly 10 homes that are still in this situation where the government has already purchased them, but the owners reserved a right to remain for a set period of time.
By law, the house had to be sold because it was built after 1964, and Cole was given just 5 years to move out.
He was going to have a 5-year lease, and then he had to move out after that. And then they extended that for another 5 years, and then right at the end of that second 5-year period, the Congress passed a law that basically said you could have a life lease.
With an entire lifetime ahead of him, Cole retired to this lakefront property and spent a lot of that time with his large extended family, including his nephew Edward Bradford.
He was just a great all-around guy, and always wanted to tell you a story and hear what you had to say, and just a great uncle.
Cole lived in the home until he passed away in 2015, and now, years after becoming part of a national park, the home will be no more. But for Bradford and the rest of Cole's family, the memories will remain.
But obviously, his family members would have loved to have been able to have that house passed down because there was a lot of memories there, and it served kind of as a family gathering point. But Ed was able to stay there and enjoy it, so I think everybody's pretty much okay with that.
In Leelanau County, Brett Cast, 7 and 4 News.
And now we know the story. If you've ever been to the lake,
I've
looked at it and been like,
wow, that person's
wow.
lucky.
Yeah, they have a great view.
Yeah.
You always wondered what was the story behind the house.
Now we know.
Now you know. Now that they've secured the funds, the National Lakeshore will go in this summer and actually remove the home and restore the property back to its natural state.
According to his nephew, Cole was at peace with the situation.